But one of the things I'm coming to appreciate more is that when we feel frightened or threatened in some way, no matter how much meditation practice we have, no matter how much psychotherapy practice we have, our immediate natural instinct is to go into fight, flight, or freeze mode. This is just what we do as biological organisms. We don't need to judge ourselves for it. This is what we do. We feel threatened. And I tell you, one of the biggest threats is when you fail or make a mistake or feel inadequate in some way. We feel threatened, and so our natural response to protect ourselves and keep ourselves safe comes actually in the form of fighting the problem. Unfortunately, the problem is us, so our natural response is criticizing ourselves and kind of a misguided attempt to keep ourselves safe. We kind of flee from the problem, we isolate ourselves, we feel all alone, or else we freeze, we get stuck in our heads, we ruminate, we just think of, if I think about it for the 57th time, maybe I'll solve the problem, right? Like, how well does that work? But this is a natural response to whenever we feel threatened. So the reason it's easier, for instance, to be kind and compassionate to our friends and ourselves is because when our friends fail, usually we don't feel that threatened by it, so we can be our best selves, right? Our most compassionate, wisest self. But when we feel threatened, we basically turn into, scared little 3-year-olds who just don't know what to do, and they're just trying to survive. So this is natural. So we actually have to do a little more work to access that part of ourselves, which is also there, which is also developed, which is our wiser, more compassionate side. But it's not our first instinct. We've got to actually practice the habit. And believe it or not, it really is possible with enough practice so that your first instinct when you're frightened or you're struggling in some way is actually to respond by caring for yourself with compassion as opposed to trying to fight yourself with criticism. But, it takes a little bit of practice. It definitely is possible, though.